that are taking place with regards to the war in the Middle East, US President Joe Biden has announced that Israel and Hezbollah have agreed to a US brokered peace deal aimed at establishing a permanent cessation of hostilities between the two parties. Now, in his address to the United States yesterday itself, shortly after Israel's Security Cabinet approved the agreement, US President Joe Biden announced that as part of the ceasefire, Israel will begin a gradual withdrawal of its troops from Lebanon over the next 60 days. My colleague Arzu stayed with us on the broadcast to share more details. Arzu, big statement with regards to the war. It seems that the US has managed to broker a peace deal between Israel and Hezbollah.
Well, yes, Priya, and also President Biden announced that the U.S. has secured a ceasefire deal in Lebanon, which would end fighting between the Israel and the Iran-backed militant group Hezbollah. And his announcement came as Israel's cabinet approved the ceasefire after urging from the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The war between Israel and Iran-backed group has, killed almost 3,800 people in the Lebanon over the last year and left about 16,000 other wounded. And also today, I have some good news to report from the Middle East. This is what Biden said on the White House South Lawn. And he also added that I just spoke with the Prime Minister of Israel and Lebanon. I am pleased to announce that their governments have accepted the United States proposal to end the devastating conflict between the Israel and the Hezbollah. I want to thank President Macron of France for his partnership in reaching this moment. Under the deal, the ceasefire will be effective from today, and also the fighting across the Lebanon-Israel border will end. Mr. Biden said, as Mr. Biden noted, the ceasefire does not apply to the ongoing fighting between the Israel and the Hamas. Yes. Yeah.
Indeed, according to this deal, we're being told that Israeli forces will hold their positions, but a 60-day period will start in which the Lebanese military and security forces will begin their deployments towards the south as well. Meanwhile, Joe Biden has also stated that Hezbollah terrorist infrastructure in southern Lebanon will not be allowed to be rebuilt. Meanwhile, he's also gone on to state that the United States, with the support of France and other allies, would provide the necessary assistance to make sure that this deal is implemented fully and effectively. And they've also, in fact, gone on to state that this is a stepping stone towards getting a ceasefire deal in Gaza as well. So how is this likely to impact the war in Gaza?
Well, Priya, this is designed to be a permanent, cessation of hospitality, he added. What is left of Hezbollah and other terrorist organizations will not be allowed. And he also said that, I emphasize, will not be allowed to threaten the security of Israel ever again. And over the next 60 days, the Lebanese army and the state security forces will take control once again, he said, and Israel will gradually withdraw its remaining forces. And since the war, the Hezbollah began, over 70,000 Israelis have been forced to live as refugees in their own country, and over 3 lakh Lebanese people have been forced from their homes. Biden added, and let me clear this is what he said. Israel did not launch this war. The Lebanese people did not seek that war either, nor did the United States. Echoing remarks from earlier from Netanyahu, Mr. Biden said if Hezbollah or anyone else break the deal or poses a direct threat to Israel, then Israel retains the right to self-defense. So a big statement that has been given also in a joint statement later released by Mr. Biden and the French President Emmanuel Macron. The two leaders said that the announcement today will cease the fighting in Lebanon and secure Israel from the threat of Hezbollah and other terrorist organizations operating from Lebanon, adding it will create the condition to restore lasting calm and allow residents in both the countries to return safely to their home on both sides of the blue line. So this can be seen a big step towards the peace in both the countries, whether it's Israel or Lebanon.
In fact, Arzu, you've spoken about the joint statement. I have it open on my screen over here. If we can showcase it to our viewers, this has been published on the White House website. It's a joint statement from President Biden of the United States of America as well as President Macron of France announcing the cessation of hostilities. I'll read the full statement. Today, after many weeks of tireless diplomacy, Israel and Lebanon have accepted a cessation of hostilities between Israel and Lebanon. Now, the announcement will cease the fighting in Lebanon and secure Israel from the threat of Hezbollah and other terrorist organizations operating from Lebanon. This announcement will create the conditions to restore lasting calm and allow residents in both countries to return safely to their homes on both sides of the Blue Line. The United States and France will work with Israel and Lebanon to ensure this arrangement is fully implemented and enforced, and will remain determined to prevent this conflict from becoming another cycle of violence. The United States and France also commit to lead and support international efforts for capacity building of the Lebanese armed forces as well as economic development throughout Lebanon to advance stability and prosperity in the region. Now, Arzu, there are a lot of reactions that are also coming into this statement to the announcing of the cessation of hostilities. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer has also, in fact, reacted. What has he said?
Lebanon Prime Minister Nayab posted on social media calling for the international community to implement an immediate ceasefire. U.S. Defense Department said that, we are certainly very supportive of the ceasefire. Under the deal, a full and permanent ceasefire would be implemented immediately. There will be 60 days permitted for the full withdrawal of Israeli forces, a gradual withdrawal to allow the Lebanese forces to mobilize and move into the security area. But the trigger time is immediate, set to take effect later Tuesday, and also the first peel-off of Israeli troops was to begin within the next 10 days. And Hezbollah is expected to pull its forces and heavy weapons back about 20 miles from the Israeli border to the Litani River. Under the deal, Hezbollah will move north of the so-called Litani line up. Senior Biden administration official told, while the Lebanese armed forces will move south of that line and take position. Hezbollah, as a part of the agreement, will not be permitted to rebuild infrastructure or weaponry again in the area they are vacating. So the official said this. So there is a lot of statement. Lebanese government also had to, unilaterally approve the deal. But the U.S. official said that was expected the ceasefire would end the deadliest war in Lebanon since its civil war, which ended in 1990. And if we talk about Lebanon Prime Minister posted, and then he said, calling for the international community to implement an immediate ceasefire.